Becky with HopeEssential.com here with frequently asked questions about essential oils. I meet with a lot of people through my wellness company, and they're from all walks of life and have all different health concerns. But there are quite a few questions that come up, come up with a lot of people. So the one I'm going to talk about today is, are essential oils safe for pets? Specifically dogs and cats. I can't go into uh, every single kind of animal, but let's just focus on dogs and cats right now. And then I can, if you want more information, I can have send you some links. But first of all, if you hopefully are only using certified pure tested grade oils on you and on your kiddos, why would you not want that same quality for your precious fur babies? So I'm sure you read the labels on the food you give them, and you want them to have the best as well. So I would highly suggest only using doTERRA, just because that's the company that I have researched and I trust. So it's up to you. Do your research though. So there's a lot of myths out there, and most of them, if not all of them, can be traced back to people have used junk oils on themselves, their kids, or their fur babies. And then we have these horrible reactions, or it's just misinformation. So let's just first talk about dilution ratios, because, of course, these animals are typically a lot smaller. So we want to err on the side of caution. So the dilution ratio, we use a carrier oil typically uh, before we use them on directly on the skin. So for puppies under 8 weeks and cats, for puppies and cats under 8 weeks, you want to have 250 drops of carrier oil per 2 drops of essential oil. For dogs under 20 pounds and elderly dogs, 85 to 100 drops of carrier oil to 1 drop of essential oil. Dogs over 20 pounds, 50 drops to 1. And if you're using hot oils, you would want 100 drops of the carrier oil to 1 drop of the essential oil. So that's just um, you know, a quick little chart on dilution ratios. So just like with us, the animals can benefit from the essential oils 3 different ways. So aromatically, diffusing is super easy. The main thing you want to remember is do not uh, have them in a closed off room when you diffuse. They need to be able to leave if it's too much or they're just you know uncomfortable. So even though lavender is a mild oil, and maybe you go to work every day and you leave your dog in the laundry room, leave that door open or just don't diffuse, because um, you just don't want to keep them in there if you they need to have that option. um, you can also have the air freshener kind of spray, um, a lavender spray. You could do that in the room before you leave instead of a diffuser if you need to shut the door. You can put uh, oil on a cloth or a cotton ball or a tissue near the animal on bedding, but of course you have to make sure it's not going to get eaten and that kind of thing. So you use your own common sense and know what your dog will or will not do. Um, you can use a humidifier. doTERRA actually has one now for sale. Not all humidifiers are uh, made to use essential oils. You'll ruin the plastic. So be sure you have one that is safe for that. You can use a drop of oil on a cotton ball and insert into a fan near the animal or directly on the air filter in your home. And typically you do a calming oil, typically lavender, just to, because sometimes, they get anxious. You can use the oils topically, dilute with a carrier oil, just like we do for us. That's what I recommend anyway. Never apply in or near uh, genitals, nose, eyes, or face, as it can be too overwhelming for their senses. And if you have a long-eared dog, you do not want to put it on the ears because they could flap around and get in the eyes, the oil. But you can, for instance, if you want to use a calming oil, you could put a drop of lavender in your hands, rub together, and then brush the coat of the fur, the coat of the animal. You can do a massage, circular motions or massage techniques after applying an oil to your hands. The reflexology points between the paw pads or the back paws. Um, you can, apply to the area of interest. Mix a drop in their shampoo to apply during a bath. Apply, oh, and one thing, you don't want to use roller bottles on your pet because it can lead to contamination. So, and the other thing is, remember, especially for cats, when you are deciding on an oil, cats lick themselves to clean themselves. So the oil needs to be one that can be taken internally. So you do not want to like use wintergreen or something because they'll be licking themselves. So just keep that in mind. It has to be an oil that can be ingested. It says supplement on the bottle for doTERRA if it's a good oil to take internally. So that leads me to the third way, internally. So some you absolutely can use internally. Um, it's not recommended that you give more than, it's generally not recommended that you give more than 1 to 2 drops internally at one time. And let's see, you can, of course, mix with food. Wet food works best. Place a drop on your finger and wait till it's almost dry, and then rub the residue on your pet's gums. I'm assuming probably well, I'd have to look up a recipe because I don't know for pets. Um, and if you have a resource book like this, there's a pet section, and you can look up recipes, of course, Google, and doTERRA.com. This sheet has some recipes. I have some others that I can send you if it's something you're interested in. You can make a toothpaste. Um, you cannot use anything containing xylitol, but you can use in a natural toothpaste. Use 1 drop essential oil, 2 tablespoons of baking soda, and enough water to make a paste. Only use a dab of this to brush to maintain oral hygiene. So that sounds very inexpensive. So some of the oil safety tips is you want to use caution when using oils on animals that are frail, that have underlying health conditions and so forth, just like you would, a human. Um, Research your pet's health status and medications that they are taking, just like you're supposed to read the fine print in your medications. Do that for your pet as well. Um, you know, uh, Also, since just like us, different dogs are going or cats are going to have different reactions to things. So yours might be more sensitive and need more dilution. So you just have to, you know, uh, find out what works best for your pet. Use a water diffuser rather than one that pulls oil directly from the bottle. That's just too potent, too much for their little lungs. And it really, unless it's one I don't even want to talk about plugins because that's awful. You don't want to use those, the ones that are in the store. They do make them now that you can use essential oils, but again, now that you know this, if you have pets, you probably don't want to do that. It would depend on how it's dispensed, I think. They do have diffusers that draw the oil right from the bottle, and that's super concentrated, so you don't want that. Let's see, don't use essential oils at the same time as a topical medication, including dermal patches and topical flea and tick treatments. So basically, just like in humans, you need to understand that if you are trying a natural flea and tick recipe, you don't want to do that at the same time you're using something that is you bought at the store. It's too much. You need to do one thing at a time and see if the natural thing will work for you. Um, and then just really watch your animal's behavior. Uh, Pay attention. They'll let you know if they don't like something or if they do like it. Don't panic if your pet has skin irritation or an adverse reaction. Most of these resolve with dilution within 24 hours. But of course, if it doesn't, call your veterinarian. There are certain oils to avoid with dogs: birch, tea tree, wintergreen, and the deep blue soothing blend. You want to use a lot of caution with hot oils, and those are cassia, cinnamon, clove, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. So be very, very careful. Uh, Oils to avoid with cats, topically and internally. I can't go through the whole list, it's too long, but the ones that stand out to me are lemon, uh, cinnamon, clove, lime, tea tree, orange, so the citrus oils it looks like, rosemary, spearmint, wintergreen. And there's a few others, but those are the most popular ones. So you cannot use those with cats. Um, and of course, if they have some overriding medical issue, that's another whole ball game. That's something a little more detailed than I can go into here. But one thing here, it says coconut oil is an exceptional carrier oil and beneficial for improving general health and digestion, prevention and treatment of yeast and fungal infection, disinfecting wounds, clarifying and calming skin allergies and dryness, reduces arthritis, pain, and ligament problems. It is also hydrating to skin, and add a fourth tablespoon per every 10 pounds of body weight twice daily into their food. So that's sort of interesting. So this is just a really nice little, tip sheet. And then I also have a worksheet that has some spray recipes for cats and dogs. So if you would like me to send these to you, just comment below and I will be happy to. If you would like samples of something so you can make one of these, just let me know. Be glad to help you. We want to love and nurture our little fur babies as much as anything else we love. So hope you found this helpful. If there was an aha or there's any other question you want me to answer, just leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. And that may be another an episode for frequently asked questions about essential oils. So till next time, choose you, choose natural, choose now. And follow me on Facebook, Hope Essential LLC, and check out my website, hopeessential.com. Have a great day.